having a miniature ready under 25 minutes is actually possible. And today, let me show you how we got this miniature for Trench Crusade ready. In the last chapter, we saw like how we did the metallic and it took us 6 minutes. So for today, let's start actually applying the base coats for the colors that we are going to block. In this case, it's going to be the cape, which I'm painting green because it's a subtle reference to one actually a cofradia back in Spain that he has the green colors for the cape. So I decided like to pay a homage to that part of me, and they're going to have like the green painted. I started to block other colors here as well, just very quickly, just like the hilt of the sword, just making sure that it looks like kind of like that old metallic, almost bronzish color, because just to give that good contrast with the green, make sure that we block every single color that is nicely uncovered, and we are going to like have something ready very fast that we can put on the table and we will feel proud. Once I'm satisfied, let's go through like something that is actually very important for this model, which since it's called stigmatic nan, it means that he has like the wounds that Christ has. He has the five holy wounds. So in this case, it's going to be the arms or wrist, the feet, and the side. I decided to put it in like the more prominent side in the in the left side because it's more visible for this model instead of having like more blood. And because we did the metallic blue in the armor, actually we can have like a really nice contrast with the blood. So you can see like that dark bluish armor now with the red. It looks kind of cool and it catches your eye. It's something that I find very appealing. So slowly, I very subtle, not just going nuts and dropping a lot of blood. I slowly making those drips of of blood pouring through the armor, just very quick lines, thin lines, making sure that it's like this is an ant. She takes care of her armor. Everything looks good. So I started to apply that, and I also the base is not painted yet, but I apply it a bit to the base just to see how it will tie together. So we slowly build those wounds so to make it look kind of like nice. So once I pleased with the result and I have something that I like, we can move to the next phase, which is going to be actually start painting the base. And for that, we are going to start building that contrasting color. So I apply a lot of red in the bottom, and I'm going to cover the top part with a blue just to have that contrast. Everything is going to get washed, everything is going to get dry brush, but just building that type of contrast actually help us just to separate the different elements and have different levels of like the planes that we are going to have. So for that, I apply the colors, dry brush, highlight the colors of like the rubble, making sure that everything is uniform, and once I'm satisfied, I will go through detailing like the recesses or like the top part, just making sure that we differentiate the different plates of where we are, quick highlights. I add a subtle difference of color with that yellow there, and I start applying the blood that is pulling in the top of and where we are going to apply our nan, and where the blood is dripping into the ground itself. So with a vibrant red, I started to apply just very thin lines, almost like it's dropping down and it's just like very slowly sweeping out from the armor, making sure everything is uniform in color, making sure that we have everything blocked. I make sure that everything is dry, and then we start to proceed to actually glue the model to the base. And here you see me fumble actually because I glue the model, and I should have waited a tiny bit more before I started to bring the top of the model with the base more uniform, applying those same dust, grime, and elements that they bring, and make sure that the model that fits in the base. So it's you will see me now like how I start to apply also in the cape, some in the armor, some of the dust, some of the gray that I applying just to represent that dust that is floating in the air, that it gets into like the trench where the nun is. And once everything is there, just small details in the blood, making sure everything looks good. I'm happy with it. And we are going to start moving to what actually it will make the cream dark and make it actually not clean, because this model right now looks kind of clean, but what it will make it more cream dark, more leaf, that it's actually a real model, which is going to be our oil was. And for that, I put aside the model. I'm pleased with it. I keep looking and staring, and everything seems uniform, but it's kind of flat. So now it's actually time to do oil washes, and for that I bring my mineral spirits, my oil paint, which is going to be just the cheap Winsor and Newton that you can find in Hobby Lobby and other stores, black, and I will apply it into one tiny container. And unfortunately, here I get out of a screen, but you can see how I apply it. It's oil washes, oil paints are very thick. And for that, use an oil brush just to bring it wherever you are going to mix it, because it's like a thick, oily paste that if you get in your clothes, you won't be able to clean up, man. So I grab a couple drops of mineral washes, mineral oil, mineral spirits, and I thin it down. I don't want to go too heavy with the washes. Some people like to go really, really, really thick, and then they clean the model after, because it's very easy to clean the oil wash with just a sponge with like the mineral oils, like you clean it. But I want to go very thin, so I very slowly grab like the thin down version of that I have, and I start applying to the recesses. I'm not going just thick in all the model. I go thin, making sure I add more in the areas that are going to be more dark, in the areas that I want to have more contrast, and also in the areas that I'm going to define some of like those unique elements that the miniature has. I go more detail, making sure that I cover them, but then I quickly like move the brush very quickly just to clean it up. And that's all that we do. And this, because I painted the entire model already, what it does, it brings all the darkness area to the same level. I'm not going to have different areas that they are more darker versus other areas that they are more clean and shiny. So that's why I wanted to paint the entire model first, have everything covered, have all the color blocks, even including the blood. The blood I wanted just to have like some areas that it looks more dark, and that's why the oil washes it does. It's going to make sure that everything is at the same dark level. So I slowly applying, moving the oils, making sure that it goes to the areas that I want more dark, and slowly go to town, man. It's not rocket science. That's why I like this method, because it's so easy that anyone can do it. And I do apologize here, like my camera wasn't working very right, so you can see my head popping up while I applying. Luckily for next videos, I'm actually setting up like a better way to record it. So if you find videos of painting and you want to learn some tricks and techniques that you use to get your models ready, hit the subscribe button and we can actually have get notifications as well. And here what I'm doing is just cleaning the model. One thing it's very important is clean it with a piece of paper. Don't just toss the oil everywhere or mix it with your water, because oil and water, they don't work together. Just grab that paper and get rid of the paper. But here is the model is being washed. Now I need to let it dry and the model will be done and ready to play. One thing that you can do is just wanna seal it if you want, but once you seal it, you have the model ready to play and start spreading the good work of the Lord in that Trench Crusade. All right, see you next.